It's time for grassroots racers and fans to gather around. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show, your destination for news and interviews within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and from the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for our 38th season, America's longest running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. Tell your friends they still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, how are you? Thanks for coming down on a Tuesday night. We're looking forward to seeing you here at Polly's. You've got time to join us. We have great giveaways after the show. This is our May 31st edition. Thanks for joining us. We've had a great season thus far. Let's keep it rolling tonight. We are action-packed once again. We're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield in West Dallas, right across from the Milwaukee Mile. Race car out front. We got right on the hauler, ready to race. The Dirt Grand National. Jim Wirtz has his car and hauler hooked up on the curb. Thanks, Jim, for bringing down your Dirt Grand National. He'll be on the show in a little bit, as will Dell's Raceway Park late model racer Jake Jump. He brought some cool merch to bring down, hats and T-shirts. Midwest Truck Series frontrunner Chester Ace, who's racing on Father's Day Sunday, June 19th at the Milwaukee Mile. He brought some Midwest Truck Series hats and a couple of his Ace Transport T-shirts. You can't miss them because, you know, the Ziegler green shows through on Chester's wearables. Also, we also have a very special guest. When we come back, we'll catch up with one of the busiest racers in Wisconsin. We're calling him the Outlaw Sprint Car Racer. Big Wheel Scotty Thiel will be on our show. Matter of fact, he's sitting next to me already. So we're going to go to commercial, come right back, and talk to Scotty Thiel. This is the May 31st edition of the Racing Roundup Show. Looking forward to seeing you here. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive, 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
And we're back on the Racing Roundup Show. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday night. I'm Jim Trado, and we got a great crowd already. We got room for you. Come on down and join the racing crowd. Look for Jim Wirtz race car right out front. And we got a lot to talk about. Matt Rapino, Caldwell Banker, now makes seasoning. Scotty Thiel, I think, is going to take one of these giveaways, or maybe he has to win it after the show. Anybody can win these after the show. They are Matt's Blend Gourmet Seasoning from Matt Rapino, Caldwell Banker, Homestead Real Estate. We got 3 of these to give away tonight. Or is it 2? We'll find out from Scotty here in a minute. But it's going to be great for grilling season. It's that time of year. We also want to thank Matt for his involvement in our show. And you need to buy or sell a home or commercial property. You want to talk to Matt Rapino, Caldwell Banker, Home Sale Realty. He can buy or sell your property. Not all realtors are the same, so choose Matt Rapino. List it with him. Sell it the right way. He can buy stuff. He can sell stuff. He can find things for you when it comes to real estate with the Caldwell Banker, Home Sale Realty. Knowledge is power. Higher knowledge. Matt's website is mattrapina.com, mattrapina.com. We have prize giveaways after the show, as I alluded to. The Matt Rapina Matt's Blend is part of it. Thanks to the big wheel Scotty Thiel, we've got some hats and T-shirts fresh off the press. He's got brand new merch out. We got some of that to give away after the show. Thank you, Jake Jump, for bringing down some hats and T-shirts as well. We talked about Chester Ace bringing down stuff you can see when the lights are out. That's kind of cool. It's all that bright green, as you'd expect. And we want to thank Greenfield Gallery. They gave us 2 autographed 8x10 photos. Autographed by the drivers Sam Mayer in a Super Late and Rich Bickle in a number 45 Orkin-sponsored Cup car from Greenfield Gallery, where they're always buying your collectibles, and collections. We've got a next driver, as I mentioned earlier. It's great to have him here. He's got a busy schedule. Man, he's been racing literally all over the country. His season began in Pennsylvania at Williams Grove and Port Royal, then to Texas in early April to race at the birth of the Outlaws, Devil's Bowl. 2 Missouri races, plenty of rainouts, and recent wins at Beaver Dam and Sycamore Speedway in the bumper-to-bumper IRA Sprint Car Series. Let's bring in Scotty Thiel. Scotty, thanks for coming down and bringing your boy and your sister-in-law and having a good time with us tonight.
There you go. Thank you very much for having me.
Busy is a word people use like, I'm kind of busy. But March 18th, your season in earnest began. In years past, I know you've tried to dip away where they're starting to race to get better around here, but now you're racing all the time, and you're really good at it. You're getting better by the minute.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we kind of set out the goal. We wanted to go down to Florida and Georgia. We weren't 100% ready at that point in time, building a new trailer and stuff like that. And then luckily the weather wasn't great down there, so it saved us a little bit of time and effort there. But then we had the itch to get going, and we had a lot of new partners on board this year. So we decided let's go out to Pennsylvania. So that was a little intimidating, I guess, at first because I've never been out there. But we put ourselves on the front row of a feature at Williams Grove, and unfortunately we had a mag issue, and I'd elected to just pull off because we were going to get ran over. So, but all in all, we ended up the weekend at Port Royal with a 10th place finish. I was happy with it. I guess I had really no big expectations going out there.
Yeah.
And then then it was just kind of let's keep going here, and through everything it made it tough because the weather. It would look good on Monday, Tuesday, and then we're on the road Wednesday night and Thursday and stuff like that, and a lot of rainouts in end of March and April with the Outlaws. But we put on a lot of miles and good experiences, I guess.
So usually kids your son's age are really good at electronics and they can fix anything, but you've got to be a really good weatherman on any app you can find because hundreds of miles could be saved or taken because is the race on or not? Do I need to go halfway and stop? I mean, all that stuff. How do you keep on track on top of that?
I probably have 5 different apps downloaded on my phone, and just the Devil's Bowl weekend, the IRA show got canceled in Iowa, and the weather looked great in Lawton, Oklahoma, and Mesquite, Texas. So I was like, well, let's go down there. We literally pulled into a hotel in Tulsa Thursday at like midnight. And at that point, all of a sudden, there was there was a chance that just popped up a rain on Friday. All right, shouldn't be a big deal. We were at the racetrack. It was 4 o'clock. We're getting ready for, getting things unloaded, get started. And there was like a cloud that came through. And then all of a sudden, they canceled it. They said, there's more rain coming, and you have 4 hours to the next place. So we're going to postpone it. So that was just frustrating, but I get it as the promoter side of it and stuff like that. So then, we drove another 4 hours on top of the 15 we just did to Mesquite and got one night in. So it was a long 18 hours back home, but it's memories, I guess.
Talk with Scotty Thiel. Home base is Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Gibbsville cheese on the side of the wing. I see sponsors that have been with you and that team for a while, but it's a big step to go outlaw, truly as an outlaw, going where you like to go racing. How do you decide your schedule, and is it sponsor-driven at all?
A little bit, yeah. So we were fortunate enough to pick up Walker's Game Ear, Stealth Cam, and Muddy.
Walker's
outdoors.
Game Ear.
Yep. Walker's
What's that?
Game Ear. So they're a big hearing protection company, safety protection. It started off with kind of hunting background. So it's hearing enhancement, but also silencers at the same time. So for more like firearms and stuff like that. But they came on board with us this year to try to get the race fan to understand that their slogan is protect it or lose it. And, I'm just as guilty as the rest of them. My parents put me out on a little kitty cat snowmobile and echoed off the ice for 10 years and never really had proper protection, and so the goal with them and partnering with us is to really get the race fan educated on hearing protection, and they gave us a couple hundred pair of earmuffs to hand out for the youth and stuff like that, plus big promo codes for all their other great products that they have. And then along with that came two other hunting-based brands with Stealth Cam, which is like a trail camera deal, and then Go Muddy, Muddy Outdoors. They have a long list of products from hunting blinds to safety harnesses and stuff like that. So it was a really big deal for our team. They helped us out a lot, in the financial aspect, but the goal with that really made sense to dive deep into motorsports, and hopefully we can get that race fan to understand that and just enhance that brand of it.
So we're speaking of Scotty Thiel. I was just at the Lucas Oil Little 500 on Saturday night. A couple of drivers had trailers there. Cody Swanson, one of them. I think Brady Bacon has his own display. And I've been to Lucas Oil late model dirt races where the drivers that run the series get to put their merch on the Fan Midway. You're an outlaw. How are you getting awareness and exposure? Is it just by sheer outreach, or are you social media blasting the markets you're going to, or you're inviting the fans down after you set fast time on the microphone? What are you doing?
Yeah, so we've really tried to strive ourselves on social media. That's kind of the big ticket item these days, and sharing everything that those core brands post, and it's really trying to get the awareness that way. My wife does a great job setting up a merchandise tent. We don't have the luxury big.
So you have your own setup, though.
We have a setup,
right.
Yep. So
cool.
It's a little rough around the edges, but we make do. So, but yeah, educating people there a little bit. Our hero cards have information on the back with a promo code to those brands as well. So yeah, it's just it's a combination of things to help not just those three brands, but all of our brands in general, and it just takes one fan to reach out to that sponsor for them to say, hey, this was worth it. At the end of the day, a lot of our partners understand that their ROI maybe isn't there with everything that we're doing, but my goal is if I can at least get one person to reach out and get a product or a service performed, that means something. So, so I think it's just it's a numerous amount of things to get brand awareness to race fans, but social media is huge these days, and that's just you gotta look at that aspect too. Besides just trying to perform on the racetrack.
Now, with your family, are you actually helping develop any products with Walker, or is it a matter of just applying what they have, a really good, sound hunter products? Cutting the grass, put ear protection on. Going to a racetrack when you're not racing, put ear protection on. That kind of stuff. It has to be part of what you do, because once you lose your hearing, you don't get it back.
No. So we're not running any product development. It's just more brand awareness and product awareness. Like I said, I think the way that they had the brand marketed in the beginning was more hunting driven and firearm driven. But like you said, it's anything that you do. It's important to protect your ears, and from little on, and like you said, it's hard to get it back if you lose it. So it's just it's a really cool deal, and if we can help perform their goal at hand, I'll feel accomplished at the end of the year.
I went to a schedule on the ScottyThiel.com webpage, and it said, still determining, which is great because you're an outlaw. If you put out where you're going and things change, people are like, hey, you weren't there. Well, yeah, guess what? I got to figure out where I want to go, and I got to race for cash. This is kind of my deal. I build things, and I go race. Where were you guys most recently when you're not with the IRA guys that we may have seen you around here with? You did a great job already this season with them. But where have you been outside of Wisconsin, other than the places we mentioned, like Missouri? Did you go to Ohio last weekend too?
That was a couple weeks ago. We went to Ohio. But, yeah, basically what we're trying to accomplish is, we kind of – last year was year one to build our program and just gel. And then this year was, okay, where did we struggle last year, and can we go back and capitalize? We did pretty well last year to start in Missouri at, like, Peevely and stuff like that. Our results didn't show it. And then, unfortunately, this year it was just a rough racetrack, and we didn't have the success early on in the night. But, we finished the race. We learned some things, and that was kind of my goal is let's go back to the places that we felt like we were good at and try to capitalize on. And then, like we did in Pennsylvania, just we know that we're going into uncharted territory, and we might get our butts whooped a little bit, but we're going to learn, and if year 3 brings a full-time deal, that's just going to prepare us that much more. So picking and choosing, it's fun. It is stressful at times because you think you have a game plan going in, and then weather can dictate where you're going to go. So you kind of make last-minute changes. Like we went to Michigan the other week when we were just planning to go to Knoxville. But that was another deal. I felt like we had some unfinished business there, and we proved it. We were leading the feature, and just I made a small mistake in traffic, fell back to second, and I knew we were going to be okay, and then just got in a tangle with lap traffic, and it DNF'd us for the night. But we proved that we had speed last year, and we had it there, and it's just unfortunate luck. I don't know. It just must be that racetrack or something. But so, yeah, just going where we can, learning when we can, and then, coming back home and applying everything that we learned at places that we know. I feel like our results showed, we were able to win a few races back home here, and just, trying stuff that we learned out on the road back home, and thinking that, yeah, you have a notebook from 10 years of racing around here, but if you can apply something new just to get another tenth or two, I think we were kind of on track with that. So, yeah, I guess it's just, a big learning curve and building up for what the future potentially could bring, and along with that, exploring new areas that our partners have maybe never been to, and maybe getting a little bit of brand awareness there.
Scotty Thiel hanging out with us. He's got some T-shirts and hats. Thank you for bringing those, Scotty. Brand new merch has come out. So you must have lined up like 3 more deals just to get him on the shirt saying, I got to get this deadline, man. We got a date. You got some new merch. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we just launched. Well, we finally got it in like last week. So, I didn't think supply chain would affect them as much as it did, but it's crazy. So we were supposed to have hats and everything in. The lady that does a lot of my stuff, she couldn't get a lot of stuff in that standard flex fit and whatnot. So just like everything else in the world, it was kind of crazy, and I drug my feet just for a couple extra weeks, and it set us back a little bit. But we were able to launch it when the All-Stars came through town, and I think that was the perfect scenario, really. So it's been pretty well there, and everything's online on our store at scottyfield.com/shopping. And, yeah.
Scotty, when you go to other places, with or without merch, when you go to Ohio and you're now back in Ohio, when you go to Missouri again and you did well last time and they see you rolling like, that guy, remember him last year? What kind of reception have you gotten? And what kind of, I guess the reception would be the way to say it, because I don't want to say, are they booing you? Are they cheering for you? Are the guys coming down to the pit saying, hey, thanks for coming? I mean, how does that dynamic fit in? Because you really are going places you've not been, or you're going back to prove something to yourself and build on something.
Yeah, like when we were in Pennsylvania early in the year, I wish we had everything. I felt like we probably could have sold 500 pieces of clothing out there. The race fans out there they're crazy. Like they are so diehard, and Wisconsin fans are too. It's just like they live, eat, and breathe that out there, and they're in the infield. It's like they're not. Their stands are packed, but like their infield atmosphere's wild. But yeah, we had a guy actually in Plymouth. He came up to my wife and he's like, I've been chasing Scotty since Pennsylvania to get a T-shirt. So
no way.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. She's like, I didn't know what to really say. It was just, he said he came all the way from Pennsylvania. He must have been a truck driver and ended up knowing that the race was there. So he had a load that went up there, and But yeah, just even all of our online sales since we put it online, I think I actually had one Wisconsin sale and the rest have been out of state. So it's pretty cool. You don't really think about that a whole ton until you see it, and it's like, wow, like I didn't know there was a Colorado order, New Jersey order, Nebraska, and it's like, I guess I didn't really know we had fans out there, but to see that and know that, maybe you don't try to, in an ego way, think like, oh yeah, we're getting all over the country, but we're doing the best that we can and trying to explore new territories, and people are able to see that. So it's kind of cool to see that and respect it, I guess, and we just got to keep plugging away.
Talking to Scotty Thiel, full-time racer, actually full-time builder, right? Scotty Thiel Builders, that's kind of the main job?
That's my dad, and no, I actually work for my father-in-law. So,
okay.
When I was 14, I worked for my dad for like 2 days, and I said, I'll race for
Really?
you, but I'm not working for you. So, yeah, that's his deal.
Got
so
that square then.
I help him with the
assumed.
marketing.
All right. Well, doing a great job of that. When it comes to other sponsors, how many are Wisconsin-based and how many are Upper Midwest-based that say, hey, we want to see a race around here some more, to help you determine your schedule, whether it be this week or next month, when you can kind of help them out with exposure?
Yeah, so obviously Gibbsville Cheese, they're a big promoter or a big partner with our deal. And Professional Plating, they've been a long-term sponsor for me. I think this is our 11th year together. So it's cool. Those two guys in particular, they don't care if we race at home. They like to see us go out and come back. And Larry at Professional Plating, he's got customers like in Pennsylvania and stuff like that. So, if we're going to a target area, I always say, hey, I don't know if you have customers here or not, but let him know, Mm-hmm. So that's his deal. Like, he just likes to get those people involved. When we race back home, he'll come out, come in the pits and hang out. So that's pretty cool. Obviously Scott Thiel Builders, Complete Waters, a local company up in Waldo. So a lot of our partners are, Wisconsin-based. Obviously with Walkers and Stealth Cam and Muddy, they're a global corporation. Their headquarters are down in Texas, but their thing was, hey, we have customers everywhere, whether they know it or not. And there's hunting all over the country, but the goal was, for the hearing protection deal. So they kind of looked at when we said, we might do this outlaw style schedule, pick and choose where we want to go, and they said that's great. The more places you can get, the better for us. So that felt pretty cool and kind of really sealed the deal on just picking and choosing. You all dream of wanting to follow the Outlaws or doing like what Bill's doing with the All-Stars, and it's just a really, really tough deal. I feel like we're close. We're just not there completely to be successful. And I don't want to just do it just to do it, and then halfway through the year it's like, well, either we're broke or we're just worn out. So I think the stepping stone process that we have here is working, and we just got to keep plugging away on that.
Scotty Thiel joining us. We had the pleasure of having on a couple of full-time All-Star guys. You mentioned Bill. That's Bill Baylog from right here in Wisconsin with Anderson Syrup as a sponsor. Great family and Wisconsin business. We also had Chris Windham on, who's won everything there is to win in USAC. And he kind of said, that's why I'm trying the All-Stars. And this is really hard.
Yeah, those, they have a handful of non-wing guys with, KTJ and Chris there. And I've talked with both of them at a couple races we've been at. And, KTJ in particular, like he looked lost when we were in Michigan. He's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And, I looked up, like, he's a professional. Like, he's full-time,
Mm-hmm.
and for him to be like, yeah, this is a tough deal. It's just a different deal. And, it'd be no different if I had an opportunity to go midget racing or non-wing racing, because I'd probably be scared as well and not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, so I think it's just it's a cool challenge for those guys, and it's definitely showing. I'm sure in a frustration aspect, it's probably getting tough on them, but it's just a tough deal in general. And when you think you're going good, then you get humbled, and that's just part of it sometimes.
Scotty Thiel joining us for a few more minutes. And Scotty, I want to talk about how you guys rolled on the road. You mentioned the team and gelling last year and getting this aggressive schedule. how much more stuff did you have to buy? Are there more people involved where they can crew, or you've got 3 guys in Pennsylvania and Ohio that are there, or if there's in Missouri, you got a couple of guys that can help show up or drive down from work kind of thing? How does that all play out for you?
Yeah, so, we have our core group of guys, myself and Oz and Jeff. We're kind of like 3 amigos once in a while, I guess. And then, like, when we went to Pennsylvania, I had a buddy, Tyler, who he was on the Outlaw Tour for numerous years, decided to get off of it and just stay back home. So, having his knowledge coming and helping us for the weekend was cool. And we met a fan down in Florida a couple years back, and he flew up actually for the All-Star weekend and, just helps clean the car and stuff like that. But you get to places and you get to learn and meet people, and, even just if they're a mud scraper, sometimes you just need that help once in a while so you can focus that much more on the race car. So,
that's 10 more minutes you can study the track instead of worrying about your visor in your car. You get like, okay, I'm going to do the visor. I got 10 minutes because I got 2 guys to scrape today.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. And, I'm kind of a driver crew chief, and so I put a lot of stress on myself to begin with. And so just an extra hand once in a while goes a long way. But yeah, the core guys, we're in the shop every week and, in the truck and trailer heading to the places. So I've been pretty passionate about that and not having a lot of just random help come and building that system, and then taking that to the next level. So it's a big process to kind of for the end goal, I guess, but I feel like we built on something last year and it carried into this year with speed and everything like that. And, so it's just gelling and having fun and, just that's big too. So not getting too frustrated.
Who have we not mentioned by name, whether it be a sponsor or someone individually involved with how you get to go down the road and your success?
So obviously you got to thank all of our wives and everything like that and family members, because we kind of live a rugged lifestyle at times throughout the summer here. So without their support on letting us do that, we'd all be in trouble. So or single. So everybody that, like I said, Oz and Jeff and my parents, my wife, Wyatt, my mom, she kind of is our accounting lady, making sure the checkbook's all good and stuff like that. So that's behind the scenes key people that keep everything afloat and stuff like that. And then Gibbsville Cheese, Professional Plating, Scottsdale Builders, Walkers, Stealth Cam, Muddy, Complete Water, KSI Supply, Greg Parents, he's a sponsor of ours up in Minnesota when we race up there. He helps us out a lot. So product sponsors, there's a list of them. So it takes a team effort from the shop to the sponsors to just everything in general to social media like we talked about.
Where can we find you on the social channels? We talked about ScottyThiel.com.
Yep.
We know that's the website to go to. Where can we find you on social? Because ultimately, you might be quicker with a Twitter post or a Facebook post or a retweet of a track condition than you may be getting it on the website.
There you go. So, yeah, Scotty Thiel 64 is pretty much the handle on Twitter and Instagram, and then Facebook is just Scott Thiel Motorsports.
Got it. I'm writing that down because you know what? We're going to have a whole lot of people join us because we're putting that out there right now. Our show is available on RacingRoundupShow.com. It's on MAV TV Plus. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. Through our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. Find out more. And how about a nice big hand for Scotty Thiel joining us tonight at the show. Thanks for bringing Wyatt down. He's hanging out in the back over there. I think he's gotten his 4th lemonade. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Scott. Make sure you sign our backdrop, too, please. It's really great to have you here at the show. We got him fueled up. We're going to fuel up with more motorsports here in a moment. We got Chester Ace standing by. We got Jake Jump in the house. He's racing at the Dells Raceway Park. We also have Jim Wirtz here with his race car right out the front curb. Come on down and join the racing crowd at Polly's Pub and Eatery. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide. Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move.
BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move.
Statewide.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
The Milwaukee Mile of Wisconsin State Fair Park roars back to life Father's Day Sunday, June 19th, as Track Enterprises presents the ARCA Midwest Tour. See the nation's top drivers with the best super late model stars in the Father's Day 100, presented by Hunt Brothers Pizza. Upper Midwest Vintage Cars, Midwest Trucks, and Mid-Am Stock Cars will also be in action. Tickets available online at trackenterprises.com or at the gate on race day. For complete details, go to trackenterprises.com. Racing returns to Milwaukee Sunday, June 19th.
7-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
We're back on the Racing Roundup show. I'd like to thank Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage and Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment, two of our great sponsors. Support their business. Look for their website, logo on our website, racingroundupshow.com. Click right on the logo, go right to their business, and please support them because they support us and other racing. So keep that in mind as they support our program. Now for our 38th year, we want to thank them individually. You can also find a way to turn your recyclable metals into cash today at Allied Resource Recovery. They have 3 locations, one in West Dallas at 80th and Burnham. ARR Waukesha Recycling is at 1001 Tesh Court. And you can cash in at National Salvage on South 44th Street, across from where the Milwaukee Brewers play. Visit AlliedResourceRecovery.com. We'll take a look at the Interstate Batteries NASCAR report briefly here on the show. We got a lot going on in the program, a lot going on in the world of racing. 600 laps or 600 miles, 5,000 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway over the weekend. Longest race in NASCAR history was Sunday night. We'll get to that in a moment. Wisconsin proud drivers Sam Mayer and Ty Majeski each won the pole position for their respective NASCAR races. I told you to watch them last week on the show. Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam Mayer on the pole for the first time in Charlotte. Ty Majeski on the pole for the second time this season after winning the pole at Daytona in the Truck Series. Sam Mayer finished third on Saturday behind his teammate Josh Berry and second place finisher Ty Gibbs. Nice job by those guys. Junior Motorsports has got it going on. They've won 10 straight stages now, led a bunch of laps. Ty Majeski won the pole, and he ended up leading 4 laps on Friday night and ended up finishing 13th. Crazy race, came down to a late yellow with Carson Hocevar appearing to be on cruise control for his first win. Nope, caution comes out. He's on the inside. Ryan Preece is on the outside. You might have seen the interview already on social. Ryan Preece said the kid overdrove it, and Carson Hocevar is who he's speaking of. Carson actually said, man, I screwed up. I tried too hard, went in the corner, drifted up the track, put Preece in the fence. They both finished outside the top 10. The win actually went to Ross Chastain, who was sitting third. He got the win. Grant Enfinger was coming quick, but he only got to the rear bumper, finishing second. Stratford, Wisconsin's Derek Cross in the truck race raced to 12th before he headed up to race his family super late at Slinger this past Sunday night. Now to the 600. The Coca-Cola 600 is actually the longest race in NASCAR history, 619.5 miles. It felt like it was about a 9-hour race, but you know what? The guys soldiered on. 3 NASCAR champions spun out by themselves off of turn 4. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott. A lot of stuff going on with the cars. 17 cautions on the night. The last one ended Larson's unparalleled night. He was racing for the lead in overtime when Chase Briscoe's Ford spun underneath him. Larson started the race at the rear in the repaired car, suffered 3 pit road penalties. He spun, as I mentioned, and had a fire in his pit stall. Larson ended up finishing 9th. Top 10 after all that is amazing, much less racing for the win in overtime. Chris Buescher, you might have seen that already. He waited upside down in his race car after spinning sideways to avoid Daniel Suarez spinning Chevy on lap 346 of 400 scheduled. The contact knocked Buescher's right front tire off the car, held on by a tether that slided into the grass, also caused the detached tire to become the launching mechanism for Buescher's car to make a series of barrel rolls before the car landed on its roof on the front stretch. Once the car was righted, Buescher then climbed out after they got it over on its wheels. It was Hamlin's first Coke 600 victory. Did I say Denny Hamlin won? I think I did, yeah. Denny Hamlin won the race. He was on the pole, but man, it was a long race, and he ended up getting in position at the right moment. Josh Bilicki was out early due to an accident. And for the first time ever, Midwest race fans get to head to St. Louis and Worldwide Technology Raceway for the Enjoy Illinois 300. The NASCAR Cup Series is coming to Gateway, St. Louis, this coming weekend. Truck races at 12:30 on Saturday, so that's something else to look forward to. We've got a driver sitting next to me. He brought some cool stuff with him. I've also seen him race to 2 photo finishes of, I think, 6 maybe in the last 2 years or so. Let's welcome in Midwest Truck Series standout, Chester Ace, to the show. Chester, welcome. Thanks for coming down.
Thank you, Jim, for having me.
You are Anderson Maple Syrup Racing short track spotlight driver for good reason, because we were looking across the street and you nearly won the Milwaukee Mile Race. Anderson's Maple Syrup, to remind you, is a great, proud Wisconsin business. They sponsor great racers in Wisconsin. You can take it with you with pure fuel maple energy on the go as well. Find it at andersonsmaplesyrup.com. And Chester, I was at the Dells for the Icebreaker 50. I'm like, okay, Chester's got a good run. He's got the outside working. It's going to all be great. And wouldn't you know, it was really good. And then Kevin Knese had something to say about it, too. That was amazing that you nipped him at the finish.
Yeah, it was a good race. I really want to thank James and Kevin for racing us clean all day long. We had a good truck on the outside. It was a little too tight on the bottom, but you got what you got when you go out there, so you got to make the best with what you got. And we were able to do that. We noticed in the heat race, we're on a different tire this year on the 1070 instead of the F80. So we noticed it, noticed in the heat race when we were trying to pass some guys, they were really able to hang out on the outside. So when we got in the feature and we had the chance to go to the outside and start on the front row outside while the other guys were ducking down, we said, let's go for it, and it worked out.
The speed you had was really from even before center of the corner off. I was really impressed by how you were able to just kind of motor it. No tailspin, no wagon. You were just right on it.
Yeah, like I said, we really, really gained grip on that outside with this new tire. It's supposedly just a little bit softer sidewall. I don't know if that helped or hurt, but either way, we came out on the good end, so I'm not going to complain.
You've had your chance to race into some photo finishes, and you're in the books in Midwest Truck Series history the last couple of years saying, if there's a close finish, likely Chester's one of the 2 guys racing with a nose in front or behind. As we look across the street here, Chester, the Milwaukee Mile Race last year came down to you and James Swan, literally drag racing the last 4 laps, I think, and it came down to the end, and you guys had a great race. James somehow found like 12th gear. I don't know how that happened, but he got ahead of you just enough at the line.
Yeah, James had a great race. We came out on the south end of it. Thank you for the reminder. But no, man, we put on a show. And we're hoping to back it up again this year, except one position ahead of where we finished last year. The truck was really solid last year once we got it straightened out and didn't have to run 2x2 the whole time. So that was good. I got to say, man, racing with James and all these new guys in the truck series, it's fun. It's just a ton of fun, and we put on a good show everywhere we go. I don't think there's been a race this year that it hasn't been a fun to watch. Somebody come through or photo finish like we did at Dells and Madison.
Yeah, Madison too, yeah.
Everybody's so close in this division, you have got to be on point. You cannot screw up.
Yeah, you beat Kevin Knese, and the next race was at Madison International Speedway at Joe Shear 36, and Kevin outdragged Bryce Miller, who he left outside. Bryce, I think, gave a little too much room. That's just me. I was there watching. But I'm amazed at how close you guys can run, and I noticed something else. You mentioned that drive forward. There didn't seem to be a whole lot of urgency for you or James initially at the Dells, or even at Madison, to say, I got to get the lead right away. Because you knew your time was able to be developed because you guys were running a little longer races, and you could trust each other. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, when you got 50 laps in these trucks, we don't we don't fly by like the super lates do. You know, with that crate engine, we're a little more limited on horsepower, but still got the tires, so that it's nice. We got decent shocks on them, so we can still make them turn and make them go. But that 602 crate only lets you go so fast and only got so much horsepower and torque. So it's really nice that we can sit there and just run side by side, and we don't got to mess up any cars or any trucks, I should say. Just sitting up there, running up front, and just seeing who's the better guy that day. When it comes down to the line, hey, it's a win or it's second. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but 99% of the time, we're going to race each other clean. We're going to race each other to the finish. We're going to put on a good show.
Talk with Chester Ace. He drives the number 93 Midwest Truck Series truck. It's black and green for good reason. Your shirt you brought's black and green. Your hat you brought is a Midwest Truck Series hat. They've got the inspiration. Let's get Chester's colors on our series hats. It's kind of fun knowing that the Ziegler family connection is still there with you guys at the racetrack.
Yeah, still operating Crane by Dave for the Ziegler Crane family. So I got to thank them for the sponsorship. Got to thank all my sponsors, obviously my business, Ace and the whole transport. Got to thank my dad, Wayne Ace Bus Service. If you need any busing done in the southern Wisconsin area, we're the people who get that done for you. I got to thank my aunt and uncles. Really got to thank my wife. She puts up with the late nights in the shop, late days and nights at the racetrack, and with a little 3-month-old baby at home. That's putting a lot on her. We get her to the racetrack when we can. But them babies like a certain schedule sometimes, and her schedule is 7 o'clock bedtime.
Really?
So, well, we try.
Good. I mean, some babies like to go to bed then, but then 7 o'clock starts the 3-hour tour of trying to get them down.
Well, I love to go to bed at 7, but it doesn't always work that way. But you do what you can. They're kids, and you gotta love them. And I'll say the next closest thing to racing, or the next better thing to racing, is being a dad. It's awesome. I love it.
Chester Ace joining us here. I've got a schedule in front of me. It's called the Milwaukee Mile Father's Day 100 for the ARCA Midwest Tour. We've also got ARCA, the Midwest Truck Series racing, Mid-Am stock cars, and Upper Midwest Vintage. It's all on Sunday, June 19th. There's an optional practice, Chester, on Saturday. 7 a.m. the gates open, rotating practice from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. But there's also practice for you guys in the morning on Sunday. And qualifying's at 11. What will be your approach now for that June 19th day? Will you do some Saturday laps?
Oh, yeah, we're going to be there Saturday logging some laps just like we did last year. Obviously, we're on a new tire, so we got to see what it's going to do down there. Last year with the F80s, it was good for 2, maybe 3 laps, and then it fell off, and then it leveled off. So we got to see what this new tire is going to do. We're going to be there logging laps, going with the same setup we had last year. Obviously, it was good. Hopefully to make it one better, and just put on a show, man. That's the best thing about this is we're just putting on shows left and right.
MidwestTruckSeries.com is the website to go to, but I also know that there's a whole lot of momentum with the series, whether it be how it's presented, the entry lists are getting out there. Drew and Beth are doing a great job. 2Sev Tools is already signed on, I think in February, to sponsor the Milwaukee Mile race itself. You've got Belgard coming on for a couple races as well, like at Slinger for the Slinger Nationals. I mean, this is cool having companies saying, yes, I may not be involved in the truck series, but I want to be involved with what you guys got going on.
Yeah, when I seen the Dell's Icebreaker expected entry list, I was kind of surprised that we had that many coming. I didn't know that many had been built or just sitting around. Either way, man, we're happy to get all these trucks out there because obviously, who are you if you don't beat somebody, right? If you got 4 or 5 trucks that show up and you win, you're not saying nothing. You got 30 trucks that show up and you win, hey, I won that race.
Yeah.
You know? So it's awesome and it's really great to see all these guys coming in or leaving super lates. Who won on Sunday? Rushberger, I think. I want to say his name. I might be saying that wrong. Love super lates. Got a truck. He's having fun in the truck.
Yeah.
It's just the way to go. And
Reichenberger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Well, see, Mike Reichenberger raced it forever. Now his son Brandon won the race, but also Mike won a truck race a couple weeks ago. So we see a whole lot of people coming and going, having fun.
It's so much fun. These trucks are, and everything is so even. The tech guys are some of the hardest tech guys I've ever had, which is awesome. Once we were on the bad side of it, but that happens, and you get straightened out, and you get in their good faith, and you just got to play by the rules. Everybody does, and that keeps these trucks so close, so even. And John has done a great job. Drew's done a great job. I can't be happier racing in a better series right now.
Yeah, it's really a lot of fun. And we mentioned there's a 20-lap Midwest Truck Series race on Sunday, June 19th, Father's Day Sunday, at the mile. We mentioned the practices in the morning. Qualifying is at 11. Opening ceremonies are a little before 1. and then there's a ARCA Midwest Tour Last Chance race, and you guys get to go race right after that. I mean, it's going to go boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that's
so you got to be ready, don't you?
Yeah, that's the way it was last year. You don't have time to screw around, and obviously with no heat race, you got no tuning. It's qualifying trim and it's race trim. So if you don't get that thing dialed in on Saturday with race trim, you're not going to be ready to go. You do certain stuff for qualifying that you don't do in the race trim. It can be good in qualifying, but 20 laps around that Milwaukee Mile, it's a long race.
Yeah, considering
but it
the
also
tracks
goes
you run on,
by really fast too.
Tracks you run on, you've got 20 miles is a long time if you go a quarter mile or half mile even. When it comes to this track though, you only got like 15 chances to get the corner right. Whether you're not racing with somebody or if you're racing on the outside, you better have that truck right because there is that short amount of time to run.
Yeah, and with these smaller, motors in these, it's all about momentum. So if you can't get that throttle down the middle of the corner and get that thing going, you are done for the day. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. We're really looking forward to Slinger, which you mentioned.
Yep.
Or at least I am. We've been very, very fortunate. Slinger, I don't think we've lost the feature yet at Slinger in the truck.
Wow,
so,
that's impressive.
Check my stats on that. I think we've only been there 2 or 3 times. But, man, we're excited to get back there. We know it's going to be tougher this year with more trucks, but we are really excited to get back to Slinger.
Who else do we need to thank while you're here with us, Chester? You talked great about the series, MidwestTruckSeries.com. You about your family business. You talked about the Ziegler Crane Company you work with. Anybody else helping you this year, people-wise or sponsor-wise?
Like I said, we got my dad, Wayne Ace Bus Service, and Ziegler Crane, me, the UPS store in Stoughton. Other than that, it's just a lot of family and friends pitching in. I got to thank all my pit guys. They're there every week, and even though sometimes I get a little upset, they sit there and they take it, and then later we get to drink a few beers and then laugh about it. But, man, we really got to appreciate everybody who helps out racing, from you to this show to the guy who pays for his pit pass to help you out every week.
Yeah, pit passes are available. They're 2-day pricing. There's single-day pricing. Tickets are on sale. You save $5 in advance at trackenterprises.com. Trackenterprises.com is where you can buy tickets right now, and they have all the information for you at that website as well. They've got a great flyer for all the information, and make sure you take part in this because it's going to be fun. How many people are coming to watch your race? You have any idea how many tickets are being bought because they're Chester Race fans? We'll probably be able to see them in the stands.
Well, hopefully it's sold out. That's all I got to say.
There you go.
We want to keep racing at Milwaukee. The only way we get to do that is if we pack the stands and pack the pits. So if you got a free schedule, even if you don't, make plans to get out to Milwaukee Mile. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Father's Day Sunday, June 19th. How about I say for Chester Ace for joining us? Chester, thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you being here.
The invite. Appreciate being here. Really like doing the show.
Looking forward to having you maybe talk about how you won the Milwaukee Mile race back on the show real soon.
I would love that.
Thanks, Chester.
Thank you.
Hey, I had some fun this past weekend. I couldn't tell you how much fun I had because it's immeasurable. I got to call the Little 500, the Lucas Oil Little 500 presented by UAW, 500-lap sprint car race around a quarter mile in Anderson, Indiana. Those paved sprint cars lined up 11 rows of 3. They sent 6 home on bump day. They qualify a 4-lap average, brand new track record, 10.799 seconds. That's pretty fast around a quarter. And the pace was incredible. Tyler Rourke set the pole. Halfway through the race, he ends up bouncing off another car that was flipping ahead of him because they slowed for racing for second. Rourke has a bent front left suspension. His right front shock is at a 90-degree angle almost, he told me after. And he ends up winning the race. He's so exhausted at the end of the thing, he reached for the roll bars and said, that ain't going to work. He pushed himself down now out of the seat, get this, and then he was like, I think I'm just going to stand in the car. I'm not going to roll crawl this thing, roll cage crawl. He was spent. He said he had every ounce of anything he had left in him for the race car. The last 5 laps, he literally was squirting off the corner because that car was he was just like, let's get this done. It was a great race. Dakota Armstrong finished second. He had no brakes the last 100 laps. He still hung on to second. It was an amazing race. Ken Schrader raced in it. Ryan Newman had a huge wall banger with 5 laps to go to kind of set things for the end. Newman was okay. Right front came off, and he hit the wall in turn 1 and continued. He wants to come back to the Little 500. His first time there. He finished 11th. Schrader finished I don't think he finished the race, but in reality, it was a great race. Emerson Axum, his first ever Little 500. Great run going for him. He spun while running in 4th on the lead lap at about lap 300-something, and he ended up as the second highest rookie of the race. Dalton Armstrong, he's run Richie Waters stuff out of Wisconsin in stock cars. Dalton went back to the Little 500 with a car that he had a bunch of parts he had to replace. He finishes 9th after starting 28th, and he was rookie of the race and hard charger. So congrats to Tyler Rourke for winning the Lucas Oil Little 500. 3 or 4 drivers spun from second or third racing for position, not just with the lap cars, but with each other. That's how tight and intense it got. So it was a pleasure to be on MAV TV's coverage of that. It's already aired 3 times over the weekend on MAV TV Network, so check that out on the MAV TV Plus app, as well as on MAV TV. Great racing there. And I was also invited on Wednesday of last week to go to the little Indy 500, which I did. Sat between the short shoot and 1 and 2. Thank you, Billy and Jeffrey, for inviting me along, my buddies from high school. It was great. Marcus Harrison won the Indy 500. Great pit stop strategy by them. They had speed all day. My friends Billy and Jeff are all over it. They were informing me on what to look for because they've gone down the weekend before. They looked things over. They came across a guy from Sweden. It was kind of cool. This guy was by himself, maybe 55, 60 years old, had a Swedish flag stuck in his backpack, and wouldn't you know it, were 300,000 people there. They were in turn 3 on Thursday and Friday last weekend. Sure as heck, we sit down in our seats, and 10 rows in front of us, there's the guy from Sweden with the flag. Well, guess what he did when Marcus Ericsson won? The second driver from Sweden to win the race. He's waving his flag. We're yelling at him. We're getting all excited. He went down to the fence after the race. Marcus Ericsson wins. They're interviewing him over the PA. We had a great Jumbotron right in front of us. It was awesome. And as he comes by, our friend from Sweden has got his flag. It's a little one, like the car flags that hang on the window. He's waving it, and all of a sudden, Marcus Ericsson gets bumped in the arm because he's doing the wave. It's been a whole 20 minutes of doing this already. And they see the flag through the fence, and they got him. Marcus looked right in the eye and said, "Hey, thumbs up." So it was kind of cool to experience all the pageantry and all that stuff, but those little takeaways are what makes the Indy 500 really cool. And having Jim Cornelissen sing Back Home Again in Indiana and have all the it was just amazing to see those cars roll, and the speed was incredible. 224 mile an hour average. Saw Jimmy Johnson's first Indy 500. He ended up in the wall, 5 to go. He was the 4th guy to pound the turn 2 wall on exit. It's amazing the speeds they were running. And the race, as it turned out, Scott Dixon led the most laps ever in the Indy 500. He led 70. On the 76th lap he led, I videotaped it. That's the lap he passed Big Al Unser as the all-time leader in laps led at the Indy 500. So that kind of stuff, you got to experience this. That's my double. I'm going to Little 500 next year at the Indy 500. I guarantee that as a great way to spend my Memorial Day weekend. Hope you enjoyed your race weekend. We have a lot more to cover, a lot more to discuss. We've got short track results and reports to do. Jake Jump is hanging out with us. We have Jim Wirtz as well. Lots more to come on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show. Stick around.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundup.show.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
This is America's longest-running weekly motorsports program, held in front of a live audience. Stay up to speed on the Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500 and NASCAR at the track. You see him on MAV TV's live coverage of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl and the ARCA Menard Series. The host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, thanks again for being part of this May 31st edition of our show. We hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend and a day in remembrance and reflection for all those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for us to live in this free country. Looking forward to seeing you join us on a Tuesday night here. Tonight we're live at Polly's Pub and Eatery, 81st and Greenfield. He's got the big band tent out there. Just bought a big old school bus, painted it shiny red, got the chrome wheels on it. He's ready to go to all these concerts and every Brewers game. He's got shuttles going all over the place. Go to pollyspubandeatery.com to find out more. This portion of the show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts in Random Lake. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon dealer. Has in-stock inventory, and he can customize anything you want on those. Available right now on their Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. Yes, he does take trade-ins, so if you're thinking about getting a cool one, he can do that too. Recent high school graduate and winner of the 2021 Kowicki Cup, Luke Fenhouse from Wausau, Wisconsin, continues to make headlines in late models across the country. He won the Slinger National last year, finished second at SRX. He's currently leading the Rookie of the Year standings, and his team is first in owner's points in the Cars Pro Late Model Stock Tour. That's in the Virginia and Carolinas area in Mid-South, and he just came back home to race in Wisconsin on Saturday night in the ARCA Midwest Tour Series race. Our Bill Holland has been following Luke Fenhouse racing since he was in a kitty cat snowmobile, just like Scotty Thiel said he was, but that's a long time ago. Here's more on Luke Fenhouse in this week's In the Groove with Bill Holland.
Wausau's Luke Fenhouse is making his mark in racing at a young age. At 15, he became the youngest super late model champion in the more than 50 years of racing at State Park Speedway in 2018.
Wausau's always home, just because I grew up 15 minutes from there, so that State Park's a special place for me.
It didn't take Luke Fenhouse long to prove he's anything but a one-track wonder. By mid-season of 2021, he'd proven he can get it done on ovals throughout the Badger State. Fenhouse charged into the 2021 season by winning the Icebreaker 100 at Dells Raceway Park.
Yeah, it was a big one for us. There's tons of cars. I think there was like 43 cars that qualified, so that's the biggest field we've been in so far. And the car was really well all year long, so we look forward to up-and-coming races.
In the ARCA Midwest Tour Joe Shear Classic at Madison International Speedway, Fenhouse battled short-track legend Rich Bickle down to the last lap, earning a lot of respect from Bickle and from the racing community overall.
He didn't dump me or even run into me. We touched down the straightaway a couple times, and I'm glad he had the respect not to go in there and knock me out of the way, because that one went over too good. Because I'd have drove the things through the infield, T-bone him the door, because I'm not getting wrecked out of a race today. And but he gained a lot of respect for me, and they got their act together. They're fast. And
at Slinger Speedway, 2021 was magic for Fenhouse, winning the Slinger Nationals, running up front in the nationally televised SRX Series event, and winning the season points championship.
Slinger is always going to be one of my favorite racetracks of all time. It's just a blast coming down here and seeing all these fans, and just trying to race here and get a car in victory lane.
In 2022, the ARCA Midwest Tour opener brings Luke Fenhouse back to Slinger Speedway, where he sets fast time, wins a 30-lap preliminary event, and takes the 75-lap feature, winning the very first Midwest Tour event ever at the world's fastest quarter-mile oval.
What a weekend. Right from the trailer, I knew we had a had a really good car. You know, Tom Ress, all my guys. I mean, they really work hard on this stuff, and you know, the dedication, the time, the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears, all goes into this program, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it.
Fittingly, the Kulwicki Driver Development Program champion caps off the afternoon with a Polish victory lap at Slinger Speedway.
Alan Kulwicki was just such an idol of mine, and he's been such an impact on my life with the Kulwicki program, and just his memories and, you know, the stories I've heard from Tom Roberts and everybody behind that program. I mean, it's just, you know, it was all for him.
At Slinger Speedway, I'm Bill Holland in the groove for the Racing Roundup Show.
That was a great report by Bill. Also, Luke Fenhouse is leading the Cars Pro Late Model Tour point standings because he has 4 top 5 finishes. The only driver that has 4 top 5s, and he's racing this Saturday night to extend that streak and get his first victory on the year. Caden Quapple is, I think, 3rd in points. He led the points early on with a win already this year, formerly from Janesville, Wisconsin. Travis Quapple, his dad, now racing the Carolinas. Looking forward to seeing how they do. Take a quick look at our short track results. The Bonafide Security Solutions short track report. Thanks to our friends at Team Bonafide. Call them at 262-790-9400. They protect what you value, whether it be gun safes, program card access. For your home or business, they got you covered. They have lighting systems now. Go to bonafidesafe.com. They protect what you value. Jacob Nottestad was on our show recently, stating he has upfitted his late model, as limited late, to a super late. It worked great on Saturday night. He won his first ever ARCA Midwest Tour race. The Salute to the Troops 100. He withstood challenges from Gabe Summers and DeAngelis Construction sponsor John DeAngelis Jr. New track qualifying record holder Casey Johnson charged up to 3rd. Johnny D got 4th. A total of 11 drivers qualified under the track record set a year ago by Ty Majeski. Nick Nolden and Jesse Bernhagen in the Me Motorsports car. We're going to talk about that in a second with Jake Jump. He got a chance to race with these guys, the CWA guys. JC won the CWRA late model in the Lyle Nabafelt Tribute Race. Nick Nolden won the Pro Late Model feature at the Dells Raceway Park on Saturday night. Jason Stark also won at the Dells in 602 Outlaw Late Models over the weekend. This Saturday, June 4th, the best Wisconsin and Upper Midwest Super Late Model racers go for 100 laps in the $5,000 to win Dairyland 100 Alive for 5 Super Late Model race. 602 Outlaw Late Models and INX Legends will join the action. Gates open at 3, racing at 6. Visit DellsRacewayPark.com for info. 4 new feature winners were crowned Saturday night at Wilmot Raceway on the Kenosha County Fairgrounds. CKContractorsLLC.com brings us the happenings at Wilmot Raceway. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for the big jobs. Lake Michigan shore restoration. Little jobs like lot grading, excavation, retention pond building, and more. Kudos to Alan Hafford for his win over Tim Cox in the Wisconsin Winglet feature at Wilmot. Jimmy Sivy is back in a new chassis. He finished 4th, 1 spot better than CK Contractors sponsor Chris Klemko. John Cole was the Bandit 4-cylinder feature winner. James Jamie won his first ever street stock feature at Wilmot, and Mike Simons beat his brother to the line. Nick finished 2nd in the modified feature. It's all sprint cars this Saturday night at Wilmot with touring IRA Outlaw Sprints, Lightning Sprints, and Wisconsin Wingless Sprints. Grandstands at Wilmot Raceway open at 5 p.m. Tickets and info at WilmotRaceway.com. Michael Bilderback and Zach Riddle they each pocketed $1,000 for winning one of the double NASCAR late model features at Madison International Speedway on Friday night. Tyler Hansen and Rick Coppernoll won the Dave's White Rock Misfits features. There'll be double features every Friday through the month of June at Wisconsin's Half Mile. More details at misracing.com. Sunday night at Slinger Super Speedway, R.J. Braun, driving a car prepared by Steve Apel and his racing team, drove to victory in the Elite 8 Super Late Model race. Sunday night at Slinger, he grabbed the lead from BMRE Electric Cards' Brad Miller on lap 39. Bradley then raced back up to 2nd. Lowell Bennett was 3rd at the end. Congrats to Brian Holtz for his Sportsman Class win, and to Oak Creek Automotive sponsored Brian Gutknecht on his Pro Late Model feature victory. This Sunday night is Vintage Night at Slinger. Speaking of Oak Creek Automotive, Bobby Gutknecht is in the house here at Paulie's. He and Sandy are here, and Bobby got off the plane from South Africa today. So that gives us a chance to tell you that next Tuesday night, Bobby's hosting us at The Cellar. Great friend of Bobby's for a long time. The Cellar is a great place. We're taking our entire show there. Oak Creek Automotive Night is going to happen next Tuesday, 1 week from tonight. We'll be at The Cellar. The address is 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. Our information is on our schedule page at racingroundupshow.com. Looking forward to seeing Bobby G with a little more rest after that long plane ride today. Having a bunch of fun with the race drivers he sponsors next Tuesday at The Cellar. Defending Plymouth 360 Sprint Car champ Travis Aarons won the opener at Plymouth on Saturday night in the A-Main. Brandon McMullen raced from 18th to 2nd in just the 25 laps it took from green to checkered. Turk Letizia ran the rail in a spirited run to 2nd in the late model main next to winner Justin Ritchie. The bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints raced Saturday night they raced last Saturday at Rice Lake Speedway, where Scotty Neitzel picked up the win over Danny Schlafer of Schlafer Auto Body in Landon. Sunday night, the Touring Winged Warriors raced at 141 Speedway in Francis Creek, with Jake Blackhurst emerging with the win over Blake Nibby and Jordan Goldsberry, making it an all-Illinois podium. Danny Schlafer of Schlafer Auto Body finished 4th ahead of his brother-in-law Russell Borland. Tonight's show's guest, Scotty Thiel, finished 8th in the A-Main at 141. And for the first time in his driving career, Danny Schlafer is the IRA Series point leader heading to this Friday night's race at Wilmot Raceway. He has been patiently waiting. He brought some cool stuff, brought some friends down. He is racing at Dells Raceway Park for a championship in the late models. He also got a chance to race in the CWRA late model feature this past Saturday at Dells Raceway Park. Let's welcome in Jake Jump. Jake, welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. Thanks for coming down.
Jim, thank you for having me back. Thanks to the rest of the Racing Roundup crew for the invite to come back and talk to you.
You got to race in both features. You mentioned Jesse Bernhagen was your teammate in the super late, so the CWRA late models. How did that all come about for you? Another chance to drive more laps.
Yeah, so Brian Rogers, he was an old dirt track guy and decided to jump into asphalt about 5 years ago, and he just has a passion for going out there and having fun. And he's had some back issues as of late, so he's not really able to drive anymore. So he approached Jesse about driving one of his cars, and we actually all worked on it together at my shop and got it ready last year for a couple races. And then he has the 32 Me car, kind of looks like the old Talladega Nights theme. Got
the tiger on it with me as the sponsor on the quarter panel. Yep.
Yes. So he asked me, and such an honor it is, he asked me to drive that this year in the CWA series. So we're going to run for Rookie of the Year in that. So we'll see how that goes. The first race, we didn't get as much practice as we wanted to in the car. His dad actually has some health issues right now.
Okay.
So if you guys keep Papa Rick in your thoughts and prayers, he's struggling with a lot of stuff right now. So it was great to see. Brian was excited to see both the cars out there at the same time, and it was great to see Jesse take the win and bring home the trophy. They actually brought the trophy to Papa Rick's hospital room,
cool.
That really brightened his day up. So Jesse's car is more towards the actual Alive for 5. They're going to be running things like that. We're going to run CWA, so we're not always going to be on the track together. So that was a pretty special moment just to get them both out there.
You got to race that feature as well as the Pro Late Model feature. You finished 6th there, but tell us what were the gains over the weekend in both late model cars and races for the Lyle Navelfelt tribute races?
Yeah, so that was actually my first time running double duty. I don't know it's something I ever want to do again. It's definitely a lot of stress in that, just jumping back and forth and things.
It's not like you're just bringing your helmet. You're working on this stuff. It's a lot of work, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. It's great to have all the guys that we do help, but it's definitely a game changer when you try to run two vehicles at a racetrack. But overall, our Pro Late model this year, we went and built basically a new car to us. We got a Pathfinder chassis this year, and just kind of rebuilt our program to go after a better finish in the point series and that. And so far, the car has been proven to be really good. Now, if we could just get a driver that could drive it, that'd be great.
But you're 6th in points. Come on, after 3 races, that's saying something. The competition there is amazing.
The competition at the Dells is obviously awesome, and I think Chester alluded to it. You can go out and win races at a track that's only got 8 cars, but did you really beat anybody? In the Dells, averaging 28 to 30 cars. It's pretty amazing to be able to make an A-Mains this year, and really happy so far with being 6th, and still chasing that elusive first win, but we'll get there.
You said you got a new to you chassis. That's a lot to work through, especially when you add on that Me Motorsports involvement. What'd you find so far that you really like about the car, and what have you changed 5, 10, 25 times trying to figure this car out for the season?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was Josh Schmidtke, my crew chief. He has a really good relationship with Joe Wood at Pathfinder. So they've worked years together through Rich Schumann in the truck series, things like that. So they already had a really good relationship. So Josh knew a lot of what needed to go into the new car to make it what we needed to be. We didn't get as much practice as we wanted to because the second open practice at the Dells was rained out. But that first practice, we made a lot of headway. And we're really happy with where the car started. And really, it's just fine-tuning now. This past week, we missed the setup in qualifying. We qualified 15th. But we started 15th in the feature and drove all the way up to 6th before the car got really tight, and coming to find out the right front was going down. So just some bad luck things here and there. But overall, the car has been really solid all 3 weeks so far.
Jake Jump hanging out with us. He brought some Jake Jump 19 hats. That's the team he races, owns, runs, manages. He also brought some T-shirts that say "Center Off," where the race is won. What is that about?
So Center Off is something that actually I started, and it's basically a vlog series on YouTube. And I have to definitely give credit. You probably know Kyle and Dave Brinkman. I think Kyle's been on the show a few times.
KBR Development, yeah.
Yes. Yep. So I've known those guys for a really long time. When Kyle got into mini cups, I kind of mentored him a little bit.
Yeah.
So we've always had a really good relationship. And his dad's the one that actually came up with the Center Off name. And I started, dabbling in making vlogs and things like that. And I just couldn't come up with a name. And finally, Dave just said, you know what? You can have it. He's kind of been a mentor of mine for a lot of my marketing stuff. And he said, you know what? I'm probably not just going to sit on it, not do much with it. So take it, run with it, and see what you can do. So we started a vlog series, got some apparel out, things like that. So continuing to grow. So when you throw that into the mix at the racetrack, trying to get video content and stuff like that, it's another aspect. But we'll get through it, and we're going to hopefully have some great content throughout the year.
Where can we find your vlog right now?
Yeah, so go on YouTube at Center Off, and you'll find us on there. We've also got that on Facebook. And we're going to hopefully extend that a little further out. Also on TikTok, so that seems to be a good platform to grow on. So we're doing a little bit with that as well.
Is it you working on your stuff, or saying, if you didn't know, this is how you set your camber, that kind of stuff? Are you rudimentary, or are you getting maybe people saying, tell me more about how I need to set my rear end for a 3rd-mile track versus a half-mile, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we don't get into that too much. You don't want to give too many of your speed secrets away.
Okay.
It's really just kind of the behind the scenes and what people don't see as far as being at the racetrack, or even just the late nights in the shop. We do have some of that out there. There was quite a few videos at the beginning of the build of the new car.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
And they're all there on Center Off.
Yep.
On Facebook and YouTube.
Yes.
All right, cool.
They are.
How has that helped you realize what you may know or what you may want to learn more about? Is it the reaction, or you're like, wait a minute, I guess I do know a lot about what I just talked about?
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of eye-opening on how much you do know when you start going through that stuff. And, my crew chief, he kind of made the comment, hey, don't put too much stuff out there, So, we've done a great job, just dialing that new car in from the beginning. And Josh has been the real big part of that, obviously.
Hanging out with Jake Jump. He's got 3 races in Adele's Raceway Park. He races every Saturday. There's a race to run when the Pro Late models are on it. This coming weekend, they have the weekend off. Will you be there with the Me Motorsports car, helping Jesse Bernhagen run with the Alive for 5 race this Saturday?
Yeah, I believe so. I will be. For just to step into my personal life a little bit, my wife and I actually just sold our house, so we're homeless. We're currently living at the racetrack.
Paulie's is open late every day, so if you need somewhere to crash, for 3 hours, you can stay here till they close and then find that.
We have a seasonal camper at Shangri-La right next to the track, so I tell them we just live at the racetrack now. So I'm sure I'll be there.
So you're going to be close. You'll hear him if you're not.
Yes, absolutely.
So the plan is to build at the racetrack then? Does Jerry Aubie have like a corner of the lot for you? He can just say, hey, if you build a log home here, you can plow the snow then, right?
I haven't talked to him about that, but hopefully he's listening, and maybe he'll reach out.
Who are the folks that make this happen for you, Jake?
So definitely have a list of marketing partners that have helped me along the way. The biggest one coming on board this year is Wisconsin Harley-Davidson out of Oconomowoc. That's huge to have a national brand like that on the hood of a pro.
Congratulations,
yeah. So yeah, very happy about that. Johnny's Poorhouse down in Pleasant Prairie, he came on board. He actually sponsors a couple cars out at Wilmot. He wanted to get on an asphalt car, so it just worked out. 1903 Saloon and 03 on 83 Saloon, those are my cousins that own those bars. And I did get the green light on the way down to let everybody know the 3rd location has been purchased. In Twin Lakes, Wisconsin, and it'll be called 1903 West. So they'll be adding another one to the to the stable of saloons there. So Wilderness Resorts, they've been on with me since the beginning of my late model career.
You could also swim there instead of showering. They have some really nice hotel rooms too.
Yes.
Just think of the homeless thing, taking care of you with your sponsors. Yeah,
that's a good idea. Loltoteca, authentic Mexican restaurant out of Portage. Peter Brothers Trucking. We've got Hot Dog Avenue in the Dells. They have some of the best Chicago-style hot dogs up there.
Good to know.
Those from Chicago, when you're craving it in the Dells, that's the place to go. It was awesome this year. I was selected to be part of Team Bonafide. So Mike and Nick Egan, I really appreciate them selecting me for that. So I'm sure I'll be back down on Bonafide night to see you guys.
Good.
The Pool Supply Warehouse. That's actually out of Florida, so that's our probably furthest away marketing partner, but it's an online deal. You can get all your pool supplies.
You can access your vlog globally, so why not expose them to that kind of stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't have to tie it down to a geographical area. There's so much online business now, and that's what they do. So, Pfister Light Truck and Auto, Curtis Pfister, he's been in racing forever. Great to have him back on board. Papa's Tattoo Studio. Premier Race Tuning, that's Josh Schmidtke. He does all my shocks and everything. He really makes the car turn, for sure. We've also got Pathfinder Chassis. They helped us out a lot, obviously, with the build. Joe and those guys have been great through the whole process. He was probably the first one to message me after our first test with the car and ask me how it is. So
yeah, that
was really cool. O'Reilly Auto Parts, Tub with Towels. Excello Racewear, who does our crew shirts and my fire suits. Actually have a new fire suit on the way, so we should have that soon. It's going to be blue, kind of go with the Me Motorsports theme, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
M&M Ice, they keep us cool. Every race day we get to pick up ice from them. Tri-City Excavating, and then I also have to thank Gronsky Signs for the beautiful wrap on my car this year. I apologize it's not here. The tough racing at the Dells did it in Saturday night, so it wasn't quite as beautiful as I wanted it to be to bring it down. So.
And how about the crew and the family that helps get you where you need to get?
Absolutely. I got to thank my wife. She's cooking food every Saturday for the guys to keep them, going and keep them motivated to come to the track for a little bit of food and not so much pay. So, but I got to thank Josh. I got to thank my dad, my mom, my nieces Portia and Lainey, my son Jackson. I'm not sure where he ran off to. And just all my other crew guys.
I think he's at the Spigot. They have Sprecher Root Beer on tap here at Polly's. I think he's just hanging out right there.
It's either there or he's cashing in the pull tabs he just won, so one of the two. But yeah, some of my crew guys, they're just friends and they come when they can, and I definitely appreciate them through and through, that's for sure.
And the racing schedule. We're looking at the DellsRacewayPark.com schedule to find where you're racing. Where can we find you and what you're doing with Jake?
So
mention that blog again and where you're at.
Yeah, so Center Off is on YouTube. It's also on Facebook. You can find my schedule on Facebook at Jump Racing 2003. Otherwise, you can go to jumpracing2003.com. And we're also on Instagram, TikTok, as I mentioned. So most of the handles, when you pull up Jump Racing, you'll find us.
All right, sounds great. Thanks for coming down, and thanks for letting Jerry Albee know that you want to buy or maybe just get gifted some property there at the racetrack. And I'm sure you could be like a camping. He might be like the guy that greets you at the camping when you want to camp at the Dells Raceway Park. You might be the guy that's like, "Hey, come on in.
I could do it for him.
Let's camp. Let's do it."
You hear that, Jerry?
I want to say it for Jake Jump. Join us, Jake. Thanks for coming down. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
A lot of fun to chat with you.
you.
And good luck this in 2 weeks' time. Back behind the wheel at Dells Raceway Park in the Pro Late Model. Currently sixth in the standings there, and the CWA stuff, that's cool. That's all cool stuff. Looking forward to talking to you soon to follow up on that as well. Reminder again, this Saturday, June 4th, Dells Raceway Park, $5,000 to win, a Live for 5 100-lap race, the Dairyland 100, for the Super Late Models, 602 all late models, and INEX Legends in action as well. Gates open at 3, racing at 6. The website to go to for ticket information right now, DellsRacewayPark.com. We're coming back with more. We've got Jim Wirtz out here. He's got his car out front. It's on the trailer, ready to go racing. We'll talk to him about where he's got that dirt Grand National pointed to when we come back on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Belansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln in West Dallas.
D&H Sales and Service is Sheboygan County's largest steel and outdoor power equipment dealer. Since 2003, owner Brad Dahmer and D&H Sales and Service strives to offer you the best brands with leading manufacturers such as Aaron's, Gravely, Ferris, Simplicity, Snapper, Steel, Wright, and Toro. Each brand is backed by a stocked parts department and the highest level of customer service. All of our inventory is online at SheboyganPowerCenter.com, and when you buy from D&H, you will be shown how to safely operate your ready-to-use equipment. We have over 80 feet of steel display, and we have over 75 pieces of steel equipment in stock. D&H is Sheboygan County's only Briggs & Stratton diamond dealer with a master service technician and factory-trained service department. D&H Sales and Service is conveniently located off of I-43 in Sheboygan and is an authorized service and warranty center for most brands on the market. We'll service almost any brand of small engine equipment. Call us for details at 920-458-1865. D&H Sales and Service also offers pickup and delivery to Sheboygan, Manitowoc, and Ozaukee counties. Search D&H Sales and Service on Facebook or log on to SheboyganPowerCenter.com today.
Here, guys. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show live. It's all about the photos. My son's taking pictures. He's not happy. Was my eyes closed again, Sam? Oh, okay. He gave me the thumbs up, which means I'll have to ask him later. It's nice of you not to say, Dad, you got to smile when I'm taking these pictures, because we put them on our Facebook page, put them on our website. If you want to see what's going on, or better yet, when we have on like Jake Jump, we put it right out there as soon as he's on the show. So if you miss a segment or you miss one of our shows, go to racingroundupshow.com. We have the entire show there for you, and we push out stuff on Facebook all the time. So hopefully keep you in tune with that, just like our show on Facebook, and you get those kind of reminders about how many cool guests we have on our show each and every Tuesday night all summer long. Hey, congrats to Brandon Reichenberger again for winning the Midwest Truck Series race yesterday afternoon over James Swan on Memorial Day at Golden Sand Speedway. The Midwest Truck Series is racing again on Sunday, June 19th at the 2SEB Tools 20 on Father's Day on the Milwaukee Mile. And the series is supported by Widener Automotive and Pathfinder Chassis. Check out MidwestTruckSeries.com. Again, that next big race, talk to Chess Race about it. Sunday, June 19, the 2SEB Tools 20 on Father's Day at the Milwaukee Mile. Let's welcome in a pair of brothers. They're partners in the deal. They're twin brothers, and they love racing, and they brought their race car down. Let's talk to them. Jim Wirtz and his brother Bino. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Twin brother Bino.
Twins. Jim, I talked to you on the phone a couple weeks back, and you said, I want to talk about getting on your show. I want to talk about how I can get more people involved in my race car. I want to make sure this is something that people are aware of, that we're back racing. How long has it been since you were in a race car before you bought this car to the race show? In terms of how many years apart, Jim? When was the last time you raced something until you bought this Dirt Grand National to race last year?
Last year when we bought it, I actually was fortunate enough to win the race in the third week we were out. And so the following week was the Hales Corners reunion. And I went to Pat Haney and I says, can we look up any checkered flags that I might have had way back in the day? And it turns out that it was April of 1985, the last time I won a race. That was pretty cool.
This show, I think, was like 2 weeks into its existence. That's 37 and 38 years ago, whatever it is. What possessed you to come back and do it again?
My partner, Bino.
Bino, what did it take to tell him, hey, we got to go back racing?
I never raced a car in my life, and we bought it in last July or something, and I've waited since I was 13 years old. It always tears me up, but ever since I've been 13, I wanted to race a car. Had an opportunity, and Jim is an excellent mechanic and everything, so I can't really do much. So financed it, and Jim, we're partners, and he does all the work. Jim builds it, maintains it, repairs it, everything. He's a fantastic partner.
And what's your role? Sponsor finder, sandwich maker?
And
whatever needs to be done?
I hand him a wrench, I sweep the floor.
Moral support, a lot of moral support.
But literally, there's not much I can do, and then, so it's just a dream come true. 61 years old, dream come true.
And you guys are racing at the racetrack. Where do you primarily race now, Jim, and where do you plan on racing this summer?
Well, we just got started. We raced at 141 last year, 2 weeks ago, and we raced at Plymouth this past weekend, and we race at Chilton. We raced at Beaver Dam once, but I don't know if we're going to go back there. We really like Plymouth, and we really like 141 a lot.
So how much do you have to change on the car between those two tracks? Are the rules the same for you guys to run that Grand National?
We won't know the difference yet.
Okay, but in terms of when you roll in the gate, they're saying you got to do this or that to the car?
No, the rules are the same.
Okay.
It's just the drivers need a lot of work.
Now, Bino, Jim did say you've got a couple of sponsors that you brought to the deal.
Oh,
What
yeah.
else?
Jimmy B's here in West Dallas.
Let's hear it for Jimmy B's.
Kevin, I wish he was here.
Racing Bar on Lincoln Avenue and 72nd, is it?
Somebody back there?
Yeah.
I think he's back there. Holy cow, I can't see. But
That's
Jimmy,
pretty cool.
Kevin Bragadas, Jimmy B's, Cinco de Mayo restaurant on 84th and Morgan. And we want to bring in another guy named Timothy. He runs the dry cleaner, Sun's Dry Cleaning on 76th and Oklahoma. And he has an alteration shop too. And what's great, you guys, if you need your racing suits altered, they did work on my suit. They shortened it. They've done adjustments on it. They can sew through that big material, and it's excellent. So they've worked on my suit and now next Jim's, but Sun's Dry Cleaning and Alterations, they're going to come on board now too.
Great plan. When it comes to driving, who gets to choose what race you guys are driving and what guy's not going to race and the other brother's going to race? How's that divvied up?
We just take turns.
Okay.
It's 1 week, 1 week to another.
So what'd you learn so far, Mr. I waited till I was from 13 to 61, Bino. What's it been like now behind the wheel, finally?
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
So when you get in the car, you know you can drive it because he's got it right for you. What have you found is the biggest, I need to do this differently, or this is exactly what I expected?
No. Last year when I retired, I drove sports cars all around. I drove a lot of sports cars. So on the asphalt, it's totally different, and you know what's going on. And to me, this is, I don't know what it needs or not because I've never felt it different. I go, it's fine,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Jim, who are you relying upon as you get back into this now and working with your brother and you getting fast when you get a chance to drive it? Anybody you talk to specifically, a person, or at a racetrack you go to these same people?
Well, I rely a lot on my brother, Frank. He's been around.
Frank's raced for all the years that you guys raced, right? Between your time.
We raced back then, and he raced now. And I talked to Kenny Richards a lot. He's the one that built our car.
Outlaw chassis are good.
Outlaw chassis. We bought Roger Lee's old car, and Roger was kind enough to come out and help us last year, go through the car, tell us what's what and how it works and stuff. Nice guy, and a meticulous car. Man, he built a great car, which is really fortunate for us to buy really nice equipment so that's not something we have to worry about. We know it's a proven piece. Now we just got to work on how we do it.
And the car's done, Jim and I talked about rebuilding one that's at his property, and I'm looking at it going, okay, but then when I heard that this is available, oh my God, get it. I didn't even see the car. I just said, get it, because it's done, and that's the only way I don't know how to do this. I really don't. I don't know how to build them or anything like that. So to get a car that's a turnkey operation, oh my God.
And Roger Lee
Way to go.
retired
Yeah.
from driving.
Allegedly.
But then he got a guest
allegedly,
drive.
yeah.
Was it last Saturday? The Saturday, but Friday before? He's like, hey, I got a chance to drive something. Would that be something you guys would want him to do? Drive your stuff to see where it's at?
It's a possibility.
Because you already got 2 drivers. I don't know if it'd be too crowded there to
Well,
get another guy in the rotation.
We're certainly not in it for points or anything. Right now we're just learning how to do this. So it's a possibility, but he's got a lot of other opportunities that'll really be a lot better for him than us.
Jim, when you and I talked, it was a discussion we had on the phone a couple weeks ago, and you talked about wanting to do more to get exposure for causes that you feel strongly about. How does that motivate you to go racing and try to get some exposure for some more people other than your sponsors on your race car?
Can I answer that question, Jim?
Sure, go ahead.
I have multiple sclerosis, 23 years. I'm almost crippled. And I don't know how many drivers are there who do it, but I want to thank Dr. Kachi and the Center for Neurological Disorders because they gave me the opportunity to do this. And that's what I would just love to be able to tell the world that,
Wow.
Because I can barely move, and yet look what I'm doing. And with Jim's creativity and then my girlfriend, I get on a scaffold type of thing, and she puts my legs in there, and I have gravity work in there. So stuff like that. People need to see that.
Yeah.
So we were
I'm
really
61
trying.
years old and kind of a cripple.
Wow.
We were
driving a race car.
We were trying to get the Multiple Sclerosis Society on board, but unfortunately for big organizations like that, there's so much work involved to get them on board that we have our hands full. I run a business. That's our main sponsor is me and everything that we do. I run a cabinet shop.
What's the name of that business?
J2 Woodworks.
Okay.
And I've been doing this for, I don't know, since I was 17. I started as a carpenter's helper.
15 years into this already. Wow.
Yeah, 15, yep. So, between all of the workload and everything else, it's just not enough time to do all of that kind of stuff that you really need to do to promote yourself to a potential sponsor like the Multiple Sclerosis Society
Gotcha.
or Wounded Warriors. All of those people I'd love to have involved with us, but it's just us. I don't have any support to do social media or that kind of stuff, and that's really huge.
If somebody could help us with that, that'd be great because I know that we neither one of us are very savvy with I don't know, Facebook or the things that can social media.
Yep.
We'd love to have more pronounced visibility, but we're not.
Well, we're in West Dallas. You've got a great support group of businesses within 3 miles of here at Pauley's. Is your shop nearby as well? So if people want to get involved or anything, or you want people to help out, or you would rather have more money to go racing more often?
Well, both. We'd love to have somebody come out and help us out. Our shop is on my property in Mukwonago.
Okay.
We converted the lower level of one of my buildings to a shop, and it's when we started, we didn't have anything. So
this whole project last year was not just get a car, but get everything. You're telling me.
I had tools, but it's kind of funny. You pull out your tools, and it's like some of the stuff. My rivet gun I bought in probably 1985 when I had an old race car. It's so different. Everything about the technology nowadays is different. The transmissions are different. Everything, the body work. We used to go to the junkyard and Gilly would give us a body off of an old car, and we'd have to go there with a torch and cut it off, and
That's all different now.
It's so different, and it's really nice. And you asked before about what I'm doing to get back into it. I helped build Jason Schilling's new sport mod.
Okay.
In my shop.
All right.
Which gave me a ton of experience learning how to work with the aluminum. And I'm a carpenter and a cabinet maker, so I know how to do all these things. It's just aluminum and metal work is just a different media to work with. So it wasn't that big of a stretch, but having all of these guys in the shop all winter long,
yeah,
man, I was like a sponge, just listening and talking to them and how do you do this and why do you do that, and it'll pay off.
Cool.
We haven't had much success on the track, but we're learning every week, and I guarantee by the end of the summer we're going to have a win or two.
Where is this
We already have
J2
a
Grand
win.
National going this coming weekend? Who's getting to drive it?
I'm going to drive it, and we're probably going to go back to Plymouth.
Okay.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that because seriously, it's 49 miles away, guys, and it's Plymouth. It's a nice facility. It's
Yeah.
very close.
Yeah.
Gas prices we love.
We love 141,
Yeah.
but that's an extra 100 miles on the trip.
It's a really long trip on the way home. You know.
It's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
So when you're at 141 this weekend, when you're at Plymouth this coming Saturday, will you know what your next scheduled race is going to be already? So if people can't see you this Saturday, but want to come talk to you and say hi to you at the track, what would be the next race you think you'll be at?
Well, the next one's going to be me again. I'm the next one up. And
Yeah, you are. It's your turn after this
my
one.
turn. And you know what? I want to go back to Plymouth because you know what? I want to bring people from here, like from Jimmy B's. They talked about, hey, let's get a bus, you know, stuff like that. And Kevin's really into this. So I'd like to keep it close for them too. Beaver Dam's the next one closest.
Yep.
But I'm not going to take people to Fort. I'm just going to stay pretty much to Plymouth because it's going to be better for all of us.
All right. Sounds good. Anybody else we need to thank or recognize, guys?
Well, our biggest sponsor outside of us is the Village Automotive.
Yes.
Out of Mukwonago. Becky and Nick are just amazing people, and they give us, besides some financial support, they do a lot of our tire work for us. They have a wash bay that we can go every week and wash our car with a lift. So, I mean, they give us a really lot of stuff, and it's just amazing people, and they're great mechanics. And we have CarQuest of Mukwonago.
CarQuest. Matt from CarQuest.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt.
Matt Perry, great guy. And he helps us out a lot, too. So between those two guys and Jimmy B's and Cinco de Mayo, we'd like to expand, but
I'm gonna get more sponsors. We'll get some more sponsors, and that'll help us out for sure.
Motivated for sure, boys. Thanks for coming on the show. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
My
it.
girlfriend Mary, she sticks with me.
She's right here, too, with you. That's kind of cool. You guys are here together.
Thank you so much, Jim.
A racing family. The Wirtzes are here. Frank and Penny are here. You guys are hanging out here with the race car out front. We can't thank you guys enough for being part of our show tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Everybody say it for Jim Wirtz and his brother Bino. They're racing this Saturday at Plymouth. The J2 is rolling. We are rolling through our final portion of the program. When we come back, we'll tell you who's on our show next week at the Cellar. We're on the road at the D'Angelo's Construction Roadshow. Stick around.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's Escorted NASCAR Racing Tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
The NASCAR Cup Series returns to Elkhart Lakes Road America this 4th of July weekend. The NASCAR Quick Trip 250, presented by Jockey Made in America, and the NASCAR Xfinity Series Henry 180 guarantees high-speed thrill and endless family fun. Enjoy the family fun zone, camping on site, and free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult. Don't wait. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, your national park of speed.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
Paulie's Pub and Eatery at 81st Street and Greenfield Avenue serves up Milwaukee's best pizza, outstanding wings, and a great pub menu. Polly's Kitchen is open late every night with great nightly specials. Polly's has a shuttle bus to all Brewers games. Party on the patio this summer with Polly. Polly's has 18 flat-screen TVs to catch all of your favorite sports. Stay up to speed and download Polly's mobile app and receive a free 22-ounce tap beer. Polly'sPubandEatery.com. Have you partied with Polly?
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need three things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
We're back on the Racing Roundup Show. Glad to have you with us on this May 31st edition. Next week, we've got a great show for you. I want to thank our friends at Schlafer Auto Body. They do a lot of great work. 4 generations of racers since 1974 get your body work done, whether it be your daily driver or your fleet of work trucks. They work with all insurance companies. Search Schlafer Auto Body on Facebook. Join the racing crowd next Tuesday night, June 7th at The Cellar. That's 1 week from tonight. We're on the road at D'Angelo's Construction Roadshow. The Cellar is located at 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night, so expect a dozen or more race cars of all kinds on display, along with Bobby Gutknecht and Ryan Gutknecht's race cars on the lot. Join us again this coming Tuesday, June 7th. We're on the road for our second time this year with our D'Angelo's Construction Roadshow presented by Oak Creek Automotive at The Cellar, 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. You can get driving directions by clicking on our schedule page on RacingRoundupShow.com. And we'll see you next Tuesday night at The Cellar from Oak Creek, for the Oak Creek Automotive Night. We also can like our show on Facebook. We'll be putting a lot of information out there about where we're going and what we're doing and the drivers we have lined up. You got to find out with us on Tuesday at The Cellar. Looking forward to seeing Bill and the gang there. It's a great place, great fish fries as well, man. Their food is awesome. We want to tell you that we have had a great program once again tonight. We enjoy you being part of it. So if you want to be involved as a guest or a sponsor, or hey, how can I get involved, or what have you guys thought about this? Our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, and the Contact Us button will get you to us. I want to thank our guests tonight, Jim Wirtz, Jake Jump, Chester Ace, and Scotty Thiel. And Jim and Bino just showed me the rig he gets in and out of his car with. It's really cool. You got to see these guys racing this Saturday at Plymouth. We've had a ball tonight. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup as well. If you want to advertise with us, you know where to find us. We're here at Polly's in 2 weeks' time. We're at The Cellar next week. The Cellar, 812 West Oakwood Road in Oak Creek. Big thanks to our show crew, Dave Schmalzer, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Dean Strom, Sherry, Bruce, and Mark. Thanks for doing all you do with our show and for our show. Next Tuesday, we're live at The Cellar, Oak Creek Automotive Night. Join the racing crowd in Oak Creek. More information on our site. Until then, set your DVR, support your local racing, and have at it, racers. We'll see you there.
Thank you for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Like our show on Facebook. Contact us via our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, support your local racetrack, set your DVR, and have at it, racers.